Hey guys. Hey Sven.
Hey guys. So
Yeah, welcome to another tabletop battle video.
Table battle
Top video.
Tabletop.
And this is going to be the recap of the French resistance campaign.
Yes.
So, as always, I'm Martin. I'm here with my buddy
Sven. It's a 3/5 game campaign.
Yeah, but we're going to focus on the 3 games.
Yeah, because the 2 first were kind of not games.
Yeah, they were bonus.
Bonus. All right.
So in the first game, the French were assaulting the munitions plant.
Yes. After
the
scouting and all that, and finding positions and stuff.
And the objective was to capture 3 trucks with stuff to use in a later mission.
Yes, and you did.
Not with that game. The French managed to secure 1 truck with help from the Americans. And
do you remember when that flak just wasted that transport plane, and all the paras just...
Yeah, and then the flak started wasting the paras as well.
Yes.
We have some honorable mentions from the first game.
Yes.
Sadly, the French lieutenant did not have a patron attached to it, because he did very well in the first game. But Jonas Hjelm, the bicycle bandit, also did very well in the first game. He was lucky with the VB launcher.
I think Ringqvist wants to have a word with him.
Yeah, I think so. And Kobbevik did fairly well. Not enough kills to go into veterancy, but enough kills to make a difference. He took out the MMG team and he did some cool stuff. Tor André Knudsen sadly had very bad luck. I think it was gatted down by the...
Flak?
I think it was the flak, or
Not impossible.
Gondolfini maybe. I don't remember who killed him, but
Not impossible.
yeah. And other than that, the French were barely holding on while the Americans did the flank running, and it was very much a German game.
It was very much a German game, and we had the advantage in men and machinery. Well, not men, but we had machinery.
Yeah, positions.
We had the cock with his flak.
Oh wow!
Hidden on top of that roof. That was awesome. André was the leader of the German pack.
Yeah.
He ran out. He sacrificed himself for the good of the army.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But he came back.
Oh yes, he did.
As a vampire in the second game, but he was Inex. Gondolfi did very good. I remember he was brand new patron coming in, so we just chucked him in there.
Yeah, just gave him a squad, and he was running in the woods.
He was doing
stuff. He was the quick
response force.
Yeah.
He had 5 submachine guns, and he wrecked.
Oh, wow!
So he became a veteran.
Yes, sir.
We had a 251/1, which was carrying Espa.
I think Thomas.
The 251 was wasted, and so was Ringqvist in his 222.
Yes, sir.
And we also had Azeroth, which I guess he started out as a machine gun team.
Yeah, and then he jumped, or he started out as as the machine gun team, jumped over to something. Ringqvist jumped over to machine gun team, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
It was a lot of swapping units.
Azeroth is, but that's something we've talked about. That when we have patrons who are at certain levels, if they die early in the game, we'll just pop you over to a new unit if it's possible, so that you can watch yourself die another time. Okay, so Azeroth, he's just jumping from unit to unit, and he continued doing that into game 2 as well.
Yeah, and game 3, I think. No, maybe not game 3, but it's a thing.
It's a thing, because you always try to take him out.
Oh yeah.
So Sawyer and Sterling Mudd. Sterling also came in there as new patron.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They did well. Didn't do any leveling up, but they did well.
Yes, sir.
So that was kind of game 1. It was the first. Remember, this is the first campaign where we try to keep track of these things, and we're learning and we're seeing how we should do it to better do these recaps.
Yep.
So when we do the next campaign game,
it's going to be even better.
It's going to be even better, and it's also going to be a very cool campaign game. We'll talk about that in a little while.
Yes, sir.
So stay with us.
We're talking game 2, where the US were swapped out with the British, and we were destroying some bridges.
Yes, and that was rough for the Germans.
Oh yeah, that was a French victory.
It was. I got one truck over.
Yes, sir.
Once again, helped by Gondolfi because he charged up. I remember he was by a building here.
Yeah, and really dangerous with all those submachine guns, so I couldn't really push that
You
flank.
tried to kill him with snipers and everything. Didn't work. So Gondolfi did a good job over there.
Really, really good job.
Alan Sawyer got killed though.
That's what you get, man.
But he came back in the third edition.
Third edition?
Third game.
Third game.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that later, because in the second game, that's when... oh my lord!
Oh my lord!
That's when Kobbevik died.
Yes.
And went down to inexperienced for the third game. And I think it was Gandolfi that killed him, actually.
Probably.
Or the truck. No, not the truck, because he didn't have machine guns. So yeah, that was a slaughter for the French and the British as well. I lost so many British units.
But we didn't manage to get across the bridge with except one truck.
That's true. That's true. And
no Panzers.
No Panzers. So they were delayed in game 3.
Yeah, they were.
Yep.
So game 3, we had the Panzers.
Yes, we did.
We put Azeroth. Azeroth jumped from one squad to a Panzer in the second game.
Yep.
So we kept him in the Panzer in the third game, and he redeemed himself.
Yeah.
He did.
We have been snooping, Thomas, and we know that you like Panzers.
He ended up with 8 kills. So he if there was a fourth game, he would have been veteran.
Yes,
so that's pretty good. Espobola again got wasted.
Wow.
But he took a lot of heat. Airstrikes, 4 or 5 units of shooting before he succumbed to his wounds.
I had to snap 2 and like surround the unit, and even though they were just regulars, when they were in hard cover, I couldn't kill them. But you had to move out because of something. Mortars, I think?
Yeah, probably.
So using those indirect fires to lure your enemy to move, since indirect fire ignores the cover saves, so that's a good method of forcing them to move.
So make sure you have those light mortars in your rifle platoon.
Oh, yeah, must have.
But then we had the star of the show, which kind of broke the game early.
My target for the next campaign, I'm looking at you, Sawyer. Wow.
I'm gonna protect you.
Wow.
Alan Sawyer, inexperienced 5-man rifle squad.
Movement, long range, hard cover, I think.
Yeah, you had hard cover.
Yeah, a couple of rifles. Wow. Took out a truck fully loaded with veterans. I had the PIA team in there. Wow.
Yeah, we killed
3 dice with 1 rifle.
That's very cool.
Wow.
Good job, Alan. So yeah, that's kind of the Germans. We didn't manage anything other than a draw in the last game.
That's true, and that's because of Sawyer.
Yeah, that is true.
If those guys would have lived,
they would have left.
They could have gone down behind the fences, just ran onto a boat.
That's true.
And yeah, so really the MVP.
But the point is that even though you didn't have any vehicles or anything, you just had infantry, but your mission was just to get down there.
Yeah.
Well, you had vehicles, but not like Panzers and stuff.
That's right.
So you just had to get down to the beach and kind of wait for the boats and board them.
Yeah, and just
survive. So even though it was unbalanced, you still managed.
Yeah, it was a scenario mission, and we tried to make it possible for both sides. And it was nail biting. When Philip came in at the end, pulled a random dice, and it was the perfect draw. Wowee.
You can't even script these things.
I almost forgot to mention Habres.
Yes.
Because he redeemed himself in game 3 as well. He managed to get that 1 kill worth 6 kills with a mortar hit on the truck.
Yeah. Lucky git.
Yes, sir. So finally. And yeah, so all in all, the French won the first game. The Germans won the first game, the French won the second game, and we had a draw in the last game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, nail-biting campaign.
Pretty okay. Is there an overall winner?
That's a draw.
That's a draw
in total.
It's a draw in total. So who won the war?
America, I think.
So the Germans lost? All right. So that was the first campaign, the first proper campaign where we tried to do these things.
Yeah, but it was the second campaign.
It was second, but this time it was where we tried to keep more track.
Keep the guys in the same units.
So we're working, we're improving, doing these things. We'll be doing more of that in the next campaign, which is gonna be...
Oh yes, the Pacific.
I already teased that in one of the replies. All of you guys that's commenting on our videos.
Yeah, keep doing it. He's up all night.
As you will see, I'm replying to all of them. I'm a bit saddened by the fact that everybody's rooting for Martin. He's got like his own fanboy team there.
Boy.
Well, there's not much action for me.
Oh.
If you could tell my wife. So, you know, we need some rooting for Svein.
Yeah, we do.
That's it. But
in the next campaign, guys, we're gonna have the Japanese versus the Americans.
And we need the patrons to decide.
We're in the Pacific, so it's mid to late war. And the Americans have, they were aboard a destroyer that was sunk, so they have managed to get ashore on a small island.
We're not sure if it's small. It might pan out.
An island.
An island in the Pacific.
In the Pacific. And so the scenario for the first game is going to be to regroup and try to get some sort of signal out to get some rescue boats coming, because they have spotted a radio tower or something
in the distance.
In the distance, in the jungle.
So the Americans are going to move towards that objective, and while doing so, they will meet Japanese roaming guards.
Yeah,
maybe there's going to be a vehicle.
Because there are Japanese on that island.
Japanese on that island.
Spoiler alert.
and this time we're going to do this in a very cool way, aren't we?
Yes, sir. Because we've taken a rifle platoon of Americans, and we've sort of split up the troop choices, so that we've got 2-man teams. We've got 3-man teams, which are a rifle squad, but split up so that all the patrons will have their own dude and their own little squad, and yeah,
that's going to be so cool.
It's going to be much more personal.
Yes. So now,
in this campaign,
when you are in this 3 or 4-man squad of U.S. Marines,
yes, sir,
and you get shot at by the Japanese, we pick one of them, and there will be a name under the base.
Yes, it will, and
it will be one of the patrons.
And that's the guy.
So there will not be a lot of random stuff. It will be
every kill will matter.
Every kill will matter.
And if a 3-man part of a rifle team loses a couple of guys, those guys are then gathered up in another team for the next video as wounded or inexperienced. And the guys who managed to do stuff are grouped into new teams of veterans.
Yes.
And we are trying to figure out some sort of ammo thingy where the Americans don't have much supplies.
No, they fell off a boat.
So they need to manage to do stuff and sort of loot ammo on the way. So maybe you'll replace some submachine guns that are out of ammo for some Japanese rifles, or some mortars that are
99
everywhere.
Light machine gun. No, yeah, it's going to be very cool.
We're going to try to do something like that, but we don't really know how we're going to do it yet. So
once again, it's like a RPG light bolt action thing.
Yes, sir.
Where we of course use the bolt action rules, but we do, like Martin said, break up a rifle platoon into several small units.
Yes, sir.
So that we can have more personal, intimate action.
Indeed. And we're also going to use, I think it's 9 or 10 different colored order dice for these teams. So that if we pick the red dice, you can't choose which one of the Americans that go. It has to be, for example, Azeroth, Espabola, and Habres.
Sawyer, Habres.
For example. Yeah. And we've also got one patron involved as well. One of the local patrons is really psyched to come down here and play versus both of us in that campaign. So no spoilers, but it's going to be Beckevold if he finds time.
Yes.
So I think it's going to be game 2.
Cool. So what I touched upon very early is that in the patrons only group, you guys will choose who will play what team.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so am I going to go Axis again, or is he going to try to play Axis,
Yes, sir.
for example? So we'll see about that, and also how about choosing the units? We have to also drop what kind of units and stuff will be there, and how we do the splitting and stuff. All will be in the patrons group.
Yeah, I think so. And the top dogs will get to choose: do you want to be a mortar? Do you want to be a sniper? Do you want to be a submachine gunist? And
you want to be an
the
armored
rest of the
car?
guys will just be random shit.
Random shit.
No, there's no armored cars for the Americans.
No.
There's
For the Japanese.
nothing.
Japanese.
No patrons on the Japanese. The Japanese are the bad guys.
Oh.
All the patrons are in it to win it together.
Yeah, that's true, because we put them in the squads.
Yeah, because everyone needs a model.
That's correct.
And if we get too many patrons by
We'll
the end
put
of
them in the
next week,
Japanese.
you'll be on my team if I'm the Japanese.
You put them on the Japanese.
Yeah.
Okay, so cool. So that's a little bit about the Pacific campaign, which
Yes,
is going to
sir.
be played on a. We're going to play on a 6x4, the first one.
Yeah,
We decided,
it's
yeah.
going to be huge.
It's huge. Okay. So there will be some moving for the Americans in the jungle. There will be hidden Japanese. There will be roaming patrols.
Yes, sir.
There will be close contact.
Yes, sir.
It will be really cool. I'm really looking forward to that. But before we do that campaign,
Yeah, we're going to play bolt action.
we're going to play bolt action.
Yeah, tournament style.
We have a tournament coming up in December.
Yes, sir. We need the practice.
So you're going to play a list that you will potentially bring.
Yes, sir. I'm sort of in between lists at the moment because I really enjoyed playing the Americans in this French campaign. Because with the new American rules, they are worse off than they were, because they were, in my opinion, overpowered in the second edition with the moving and shooting without penalties.
Yes.
So I'm sort of trying to get to grips with playing the Americans, and I want to do that in the tournament because heavy machine guns now are really, really good. So I'm sort of trying out new units and stuff, and or else I'm just going to go back to playing the Soviets and ruling bolt action third edition once again.
Boo! 50,000 bomb dogs.
12 units of bomb dogs in my tournament list.
And I am going to do a fully mechanized German team.
Wow. Yeah, because you usually play the British in tournaments.
I do. But now I've seen the
Or
power.
the Italians.
I always like to play the underdogs. So like minor nations things,
Yes,
Japanese but I've seen the power of the submachine gun / assault rifle.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna do a full assault rifle unit or platoon with transports.
Yes, sir.
Just
Yes, sir.
move up there, get out, and kata.
And just to specify, we are using the pre-armies of Germany rules. Because I don't know when you guys are watching this video, if you picked up the channel in a year's time or so. This is just after the release of 3rd edition.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We are using the core rulebook rules for everything.
Yes,
Yeah.
also for the campaign in the Pacific.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is the table we're going to play on. You can see a building here. It's a ruin.
This are some trees.
Some trees.
Yeah, so check out that video, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button.
Oh, and now you can also hit that join button if you wanna.
because we went pro.
if you don't wanna be a patron and have to be in the Facebook group and have to reply to stuff and be more active. If you just want to support us and be passive, but get early access to all the videos, you can hit that join button and we'll see how that works out.
Yeah. And tell a friend how to play bolt action.
Yeah, show them our videos.
And I'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for watching.
I think that went well.
Yeah, how long did it go?
I have no idea. Probably an hour. Hey guys, so this is the table that we're going to be playing on.
The table.
The table. And as you can see, we placed some dice near the center of the board. And this is the exclusion zone, the no deployment zone, because we are not allowed to pre-deploy within 12 inches of the center of the battlefield, unless we're using snipers and stuff. So
The center is more or less at this spot.
yes, sir.
So 12 inches out, we have to be around that. But we can, position ourselves all the way out in this sector.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
So I just move the terrain a little bit.
You do that. And of course, the forward deploying units, we both have some snipers. They can deploy outside of your enemy's deployment zone. So
Nice.
they can use the other quarters, they can also use the center
Nice.
in this mission. So, the terrain. We have agreed that all of the fencing and the tank traps and the barricades and stuff,
Sandbags, stuffs.
they provide cover for all kinds of units. Even though it's an armored car or an infantry model, hard cover.
Yes.
All of the forests are soft cover, and they are a line of sight blocking terrain.
So they are dense.
They are dense.
Are dense?
The Ardennes forest.
Ah.
The rivers or the stream
Yes.
can be crossed by any tracked or infantry unit on an advance order, so no wheeled vehicle may move over them.
How many wheeled vehicles do I have?
There are 2 wheeled vehicles in the armies, and they're both mine.
Yes.
And I set up the table, so that's a handicap for myself.
Very good.
Because that's what you get in a tournament. I think that's that.
Ruins.
Buildings are buildings, ruins are ruins.
Yep.
And yeah, we have some wrecks.
We have some wrecks.
They provide hard cover, and we're using true line of sight to see if you can see your enemy over the vehicles.
Yeah, just to avoid any mistakes.
Yes, sir. But we are allowing all vehicles to tank assault them, to destroy them or move them. The armored wrecks have an armor value of 7.
7 for the armored car.
For the car, yes, sir. The tanks, we agreed to just unite them on the same level, sort of. So they are all armor value 8 when it comes to destroying or moving them.
Yeah.
And the soft-skinned are soft-skinned, so armor value of 6.
Yes.
Yes, sir. And I think that's that. There are some dice and a phone cluttering
dice,
the
phone,
table,
stuff.
as always. Do you have a dice in your hand, my man?
I have a dice in my pocket.
Because the winner of the roll gets to choose their sector.
And we know which sector we want to have.
That's a 6 for me.
You said you pick a bad die.
Yes, sir, it's the bad moon die. I'm going to choose the sector that we rolled in as my sector.
This is your sector to start in.
Yes, sir.
Which means I will
I'm
start in this
forcing
one.
you into the woods.
Which is not really bad because there are some line of sight blockers.
Yes, sir.
But I might have a bit harder to get on the road.
Yes, sir. And I have some light anti-tank guns. And I've seen some good options for this side. So that's why I'm choosing this side.
I can see that you have some line of sight issues going down there. Thank you.
You have the issues, I have the line of sight.
Thank you very much.
So that's that, and we'll be back with the armies, and then we'll do round 1.
Yes. All right, so this is the German list. It's 1100 points on the dot. Woo! And it's 13 order dice, all veterans. I have elected to go with 1 rifle platoon.
1 rifle platoon.
That's it.
That's cool.
What can you bring in
the
the...
limitations of the tournament is 1 rifle platoon and 1 of each other platoon.
So heavy weapon, armor platoon...
But no more than 1 rifle platoon, so no more than 1 of everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got 1 rifle platoon, that's all I have. I have my platoon commander.
Oh, yes?
All of them are equipped with assault rifles, which are your normal infantry guys.
Yes, sir.
Then I also brought a company command
Yep, yep.
to have that +4. Then I have 4 units of 5. These 2 in winter, because this is a winter war
Tabletop
tournament.
Battle of Winter 24. I also have a winter guy.
And 2 units over here, so that's 4 in total. These 2 and these 2. These guys are painted by our own Sindre, and these guys are actually painted by Thomas Wood. He's a nice guy in the UK.
Yes, sir.
And so that's my base. My officers and my 4 5-man squads, they have 2 Panzerfausts in each squad. So the guys that have rifles on their backs, they have Panzerfausts, but I will replace them with assault rifles when the time comes.
Cool, cool, cool.
I got a light mortar team. I got a Panzerschreck team. And I got a sniper team. Then we have 3 251/1s.
Yes, sir.
And like I said, all of them are veterans.
Nice.
And as you can see, these guys don't have Panzerfaust fixed to their bodies, but they do have loose Panzerfausts from Battle Kiwi.
Yes, sir.
And, well, lastly but not leastly, I have decided to put Andre in charge of this squad.
Yes, sir.
I have decided to put the Cock in charge of the Panzer Shrek. And we got Espabola in charge of this 5-man squad of veterans with assault rifles and Panzerfaust.
Nice and Rooney.
So you have some stuff that
have
can
some
kill
Americans.
my transport.
Yes, sir.
Let's take a look.
All right, so a slight mistyping on my roster. I have 18 dice, not 24. It was the Tabletop Battle 24 tournament. Yeah. All right.
So it's only 5 more than me.
Yes, sir. And starting out, we have the officer section. I have 1 rifle platoon, 1 recce platoon, 1 armored platoon. So I have 2 platoon commanders and 1 company commander. I have Jacint Oros, the medic, having a cigarette. I have 2 squads of marines, 7 guys, 3 submachine guns, 4 rifles. I have Habres in command of the airstrike. I have a couple of light mortar teams, here and here. I have Kobbevik in the command vehicle M8. And Jonas Hjelm, the bicycle bandit, in another M8. I have 1 M3 white armored carrier, armor value of 7, forward-facing machine gun, heavy. And I have 2 M2s with forward-facing heavy machine guns, 1 squad of airborne, 6 guys, 3 submachine guns, and a couple of bazooka teams. And everything is regular except for the command units, which are inexperienced, Sven. Hello.
Hello there.
Are you ready for round 1?
I am definitely ready for round 1.
Let's fight.